Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the MDL CIS Qualifiers, taking a look at game number 3. It all comes down to this in our final series of the day, final game of the day. And my word, just sit back and relax, everybody. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, grab yourself something to, I guess, sit on if you're not sitting down at a chair or something. Because we got MEGA-LADA versus FlyToMoon, and winner is going to be moving on to face off against the next person, who is Vega
Squadron.
And then the loser goes home. Lyrical joined as well by Tsunami. My man, how you feeling?
I got a real big smile on my face. Well, actually not right now, but that's because I'm just, well, I mean, you can't hear it.
No, actually, I can actually literally hear that you don't have a smile on your face. Do you know what I'm talking about?
How about
sometimes?
now?
Yeah,
I
can
do know
hear
what
it.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was first starting to cast, or no, it wasn't when I was first starting to cast, it was when I was first
You're not
doing
smiling
YouTube.
right now. Oh, gotcha!
God damn it. Whenever I was first doing YouTube, a lot of people were like, he sounds too robotic, or he sounds like too unemotional. And I was like, that's just the way I talk. And then I like read some stuff online, and it was talking about like how radio announcers and whatnot, like a lot of times they will smile. Even though people can't see it, you can hear it. And so even when you're talking just normally, it kind of comes through. Even though people can't see it, they can sense the emotion. But other times, there's just not anything to be emotional about.
I mean, there's always something to be emotional about. Let's be real here. I'm with you. I think that that's something like the infectious. What am I saying? The
Infectious, intoxicating.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Just got to get this out of the way at the very beginning. It's been a lot of games going on here today, and things might get a little bit crazy, but that's fine because we're going to enjoy the Dota. And this is the type of Dota that you want to like experience that in a tired state where everything's crazy.
It's like when you've been studying for a test all night or right now, and you're like with a group of friends, and just any dumb thing that anyone says, you're like,
Absolutely, I'm with you.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
But let's talk about the draft a little bit, because FlyToMoon, they lost the last one pretty badly, I would say. MEGA-LADA showing up with their bounty hunter. This time, they get their gyrocopter. It's going to be Bane Doom in response, so a lot of hate through BKB, and then the Rubik.
Yeah. Gyrocopter, I think, was banned out in both Game 1 and Game 2. And that was because it was a go-to pick for FlyToMoon in their previous series against Effect. And it was the same lead-up. They went for a Gyro Rubik, and then in Game 1 they followed it up with a Doom, which they will not be able to do in this game. And in Game 2 they followed it up with a Treant Protector, an Outworld Devourer, and an Enchantress. So we'll see. Right now, it's a bit surprising that I mean, I don't know if MEGA-LADA had a read on this, but Rubik already has like a lot of great stuff to steal.
Yeah.
Any of Bane's spells are great. Any of Doom's spells are great. There is, well, actually, maybe Devour is kind of you're indifferent to, but you get a guaranteed Fiend's Grip every single time. So it's already a good pick, and Gyrocopter is one of the more stable cores that you can go for. Not that I really had any issues with the Draw Ranger in the previous game, but that was just because they were not playing around it the way you need to play against play with a Draw Ranger. And Gyrocopter, you can kind of slap him into any strategy and he will find a way to be useful.
Absolutely. He fits in so many different compositions. FlyToMoon now trying to figure out what they want to do. This is really where the draft starts to take shape. In Rubik, Gyrocopter, you can do a lot of different things like that, like you said. But now it's like, okay, how do we want to play this? Do we want to play in a group up style so that way they can't just pick us off around the map? Because they've got great single target focus from MEGA-LADA, but in a certain way, these heroes don't have like great team fight. Doom is more like trying to just like anti-team fight, I guess. That's how I always feel about it, at least. So I'm curious to see if they want to try and they're taking away some of that pick-off potential.
Yeah, I want to see what this Doom chooses to itemize with, because in, I want to say the previous series, we saw that Doom go for a Midas and his one position Morphling, if I recall. Yeah, it was Morphling. was also being very greedy. And, you know, there are multiple schools of thought of how to play Doom, like China Doom, which is the affectionate pet name to going like super highly aggressive. You get like some crappy small creep with a nice spell like the Frost Harpy or Kobold or the Vool Assassin or whatever, and you just go in deep. That has not really been the most popular solution. Then there's like the pure lane sustain one where you max out Scorched Earth and you go for the Satyr, Hellcaller, whatever it is, and you just sit around and bully the enemy one position. That's also kind of fallen off. What's been the most common trend these days is maxing out Infernal Blade and being willing to throw your life away just to draw a bunch of focus from the enemy team.
Yeah, and it's something that can work really, really well if you pressure those mid lane heroes, or rather safe lane heroes with the dual lane too. I'm wondering right now, MEGA-LADA thinking, all right, do we want to take this Shadow Fiend away from them, or are we going to give it away? Because this looks like an SF pick if I ever saw one.
Oh, you are right. First I thought this Clockwork was a snap reaction to Shaker, but that's also another reason why it's good.
I mean, thinking about it though, is that scary though? Bane and Doom?
Dire team pick.
Well, if you do go for the SF, I don't think you go magic build. I think you go for a more traditional physical build, even though you do have a Gyrocopter on your team. But now, if you have to go lane it against a Viper, may not be the best option.
Yeah, that's cool. It keeps them doing what they want in their draft by picking a lane counter still, and
5 seconds
means it's less palatable taking that Shadow Fiend here. Still think you could have a good time against Viper, honestly. Even if you do have like all those, like you stick Clockwork in his lane a little bit as well, could be good. We'll see.
Yeah, if they go for a dual mid, I'd be okay with it. But in pretty much all these qualifier games, we've been seeing the mid lane be relatively untouched. You'd see a few ganks here and there, but very infrequently have I been seeing straight up dual mid setups. It's been more 1v1s with occasional roams here and there. And they go for it. Good call.
The other thing they could think about now is switching up this Clockwork to the 3 position and then taking like a Tusk last pick. And then all of a sudden you've got Initiation. You've got a great way to gank the mid lane, block off the lane so Viper can't
10
retreat.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know.
5 seconds
Is Clockwork 3 at all good though?
It's kind of similar to what you saw from the Nature's Prophet in the previous game, in which it'll die, but it's oftentimes okay because it takes a lot of effort to kill a Clockwork. You can't just like have a core casually be farming, and then if their supports manage to find a setup, then you're like, oh sweet, we got a kill. You kind of have to commit and put focus on shutting down a Clockwork. So it's not great in the current meta of off lanes, but I would be okay with it. I do like the idea of getting like some other dual mid though. I think they absolutely have to dual mid this if they're FlyToMoon.
Okay. Well, they have the first pick in the last phase now. MEGA-LADA, what do they need in their last pick? Safe lane hero, most likely.
Yeah, that would be my
5
guess.
seconds remaining.
Terrorblade still around? Against Gyro might
Wouldn't
be a
be
little
bad.
bit rough.
You get some great auras though. You'll get Presence of the Dark Lord and Null Field.
Yeah. They could do something crazy and like all in and go for Avenge or something, but I don't know if that'd be great.
That hero definitely doesn't exist.
No, we've seen a couple of them, but every now
Have
and
you
then.
really?
Yeah, they've been winning too.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's nuts.
I don't believe you.
That's okay. I could be misremembering it, but I know we've seen Venge at least a little bit, played
Dire
in position
team
1 role.
pick.
They're going to take the Void though, and FlyToMoon, last pick.
They could go for the Treant Protector.
Oh.
Not necessarily the best against Viper, since Viper has DOT, but against the other heroes like Shaker and somewhat
10
Doom, I
seconds
think it would be okay.
I still like the Tusk, but I'm worried that if they try and gank the
5
Viper and
seconds
don't have the
remaining.
damage, that they just like die. And I guess Earthshaker counter ganks could come out as well.
Radiant team
Could be
pick.
tough. Ooh.
Of the light.
So
All
who's
right.
offlaning? It's Clockwork offlane.
Yeah. But let's see. Double raise. You could do double rocket barrage,
I mean, yeah, okay. I'm not concerned about the late game though.
10 seconds
I'm concerned
remaining.
about the laning phase.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
There's
Juggernaut
a
is
lot
going
of
to be the last
Choose
pick.
your hero.
I don't know about this Coddle pick. They put it on No Fear, so it's gonna be a 5 Rubik
Yep.
and some sort of jungle farming Keeper of the Light to get an early Aghanim Scepter. And Iceberg is just gonna be left to his own devices because there's really no one that can help him.
How? What kind of cooldown reduction do you get at level 1? It's 3 seconds, isn't
Chakra?
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 3, yeah.
Because you could potentially get, like, you could block the wave twice, maybe?
Sure.
Is that right? I mean, it's not great, but it's something to think about. I have a feeling... I don't think they're going to do that. No Fear is probably just going to take Illuminate level 1, and they're just going to try and
Yeah.
put the hurt to
5
Jug.
seconds remaining.
Or, I mean, I see him more bullying out the Doom.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything that FlyToMoon can do against Juggernaut in the laning phase. And nor do I think that they really have much to do with them in the mid to late game either, because Magic Shadow Fiend is definitely off the table, but it's been off the table, even when they picked it. But, like, you don't have a great way to kill his healing ward. Omni/physical damage is going to be fantastic against these squishy supports like Rubik and Keeper. Blade Mail isn't really going to be that useful on a Clockwork. I'm definitely favoring MEGA-LADA's draft, but don't think drafts have been mattering that much this series. Well, actually, I guess Game 1 was kind of a pretty solid draft victory for FlyToMoon, but
Yeah.
it can go away in a flash in
I-
CIS Dota.
I'm kind of with you as far as, like, the way that I see this working out. The Juggernaut pick feels very strong to me, but the little, like, caveat that I'd throw in there is if Non-Grata has a good game, you Clockwork Hook onto the Jug, you get a Cogs pushback into a Rubik lift. Like, any of that amount of things happen. If that happens once, Jug is going to die to Iceberg and Silent. I think that they have enough damage to burst through him in that way, and, like, enough disable that he might die before he can get the spin-off. So in some way it might, like, it's not a completely free Jug game, but I'm kind of with you that Artis has been playing well so far all of today. I think he has the potential to carry him in this.
Yeah, your hypothetical gank situation does work, but the problem is that they need to help out the Shadow Fiend the most, which means that Viper is going to just naturally draw the aggression from FlyToMoon because, yeah, sure, they can bully the Juggernaut, but Juggernaut can catch up a lot better than a Shadow Fiend can catch up. And so, Shadow Fiend falls behind, then you need to come to his lane and you need to go on Viper, and you need to gank that Viper, which means that what is almost certainly going to be a Battle Fury Juggernaut is going to be farming away. And, yeah, they don't really have the best tools to deal with them.
Okay. Well, we'll see if they are going to be able to make it work. Again, it's kind of... I feel like with the Gyrocopter and SF late game, FlyToMoon are probably going to be set-ish. I mean, I guess Doom is always a little bit of a question mark, but I think that they're very strong, and that's what probably the Coddle pick brings more than anything, is the ability to defend high ground, defend towers. And as far as MEGA-LADA is concerned, they don't really have much to find him.
No, but they probably won't need to find him. I imagine that Viper is probably going to get a very early pipe like we saw in Game 1.
Yeah.
And Doom can also transition to a lot of utility items.
Yeah.
So even if they do, like, between Healing Ward and what will almost certainly be a pipe, I think they're okay just face-tanking a lot of what Keeper of the Light will dish out.
The other thing that's scary is if they do a dual lane with this with No Fear and Non-Grata, you can triple stack these camps so easily.
Yeah.
You just, right click there, the 53 mark, pull the other one, and then just illuminate blast the other. It's real easy to get that. I can do it, for goodness sake.
Yeah, which is why I was saying that this is basically going to be a jungling Keeper of the Light, not really laning that much. He's got boots straight out of the base, and he is going to have to be content giving up a lot of bounty runes because everyone knows that whenever you're against Clockwork SF, they're going to get souls, and you can consume some of their map presence and ideally get all 4 bounty runes, at least 3 at the minimum.
Yeah, I mean, he can still do some harassment down in the bottom lane, just like throw out a few of those illuminates every now and then if he wants. But looks like the Coddle there going to place down his ward. There are some pings. Do they spot this? ESM? Just outside of range. They don't see the Coddle.
Too late. Yeah.
30 seconds.
Wow, they
to
are
battle.
not contesting runes. I don't know why.
They're going up there. Artez gonna punch him, or rather, No Fear is gonna punch Artez.
I mean, Fervian is very interested in blocking the offlane.
Yeah.
But I don't really think Doom needs that kind of help. He can steal a wave pretty safely.
Oh, it's non-Grata instead he's gonna do it. They're denying out these cogs as well, and that was maybe a bit too early. He's gonna end up getting the other one. I guess though the problem is you run into the other issues the other way. So they get a couple.
Can't believe the freaking SF Clog team gets 3 bounty runes. What the hell?
That's pretty great.
That I don't think that blocking the offlane is worth it, but we'll see.
Especially, I guess that they did see the Coddle down bottom, so they knew he was there.
Yeah.
Another block. And that is going to be there for a minute. See how well Silent can do. Silent playing his gyrocopter. Oh, man. That is the classic.
Absolute classic.
And they're just going to try and lay into orbit to the best of their abilities. So mid lane, Iceberg, Bluhaba, he's taking a lot of damage there. They do have the walkout. Fervian going to be able to pull the creep wave.
This should not be happening. SF should not be able to zone out a Viper, even with soul damage. But no one, like MEGA-LADA are laning this like so peculiarly. I don't think Shaker needs to be helping out a Doom this much, and I don't think that Viper should be left to fend for himself at level 1. You can leave Viper alone at level 2, but at level 1, Iceberg has, well, I guess I can't calculate his denies, but he has 4 last hits, which is already pretty great.
4 denies also. He left to the lane with 12.
Oh, okay.
Always want to fly, just harassing orbit behind the tower. All bottom lane, No Fear, continuing to get some damage out there. I'm going to be able to walk away from it for the moment. Actually catching now onto Artiz. He's already used his spin, in some trouble, pushed back by the Cog, but the Nightmare. That is traded over, but not quickly enough. And now No Fear might run back to go for some stacks. We'll see if he decides to go for it now. He's just going to get the bounty rune and stack up this camp maybe, or just leave that one.
PSM does not take any damage, and camp is now blocked by No Fear, so he's going to take the bounty runs. Well, Shaker is now headed over to the mid lane, but I think the damage has already been done. Iceberg, 7 last hits. Kind of getting zoned out, but he has his salve, and he still has basically 3 tangos, and that's a wonderful place to be right now. Fervian looking for... Oh man, if he can take the salve off, that's totally worth it. I don't know if he saw him.
I think that he did. They want to try and go for a kill, I think, with this invis. But I'll see. Dire, they look for the scan. He's not there. They don't realize this, and Iceberg, maybe too far forward, is going to get fully blocked off, and that is a problem. Standing close, that way he's not going to get raised again.
W
what?
raise.
What?
He doesn't have the mana for an E-raise. Yeah. I told you, the damage has been done. He has 2 points in raise now, and Viper only has 1 point in corrosive skin. So, I mean, solid fissure block, but doesn't get anything as now Bane. He's in trouble.
Yeah, looks like he will get out. Or Shaker saving the day again. Fervian still level 1.
Top lane, Doom taking a bit of damage.
Alright,
but...
this is MEGA-LADA. They are going to just about get away on orbit. Nice play there. Silent still has his salve. Gonna pop it now, as well as a clarity. And as far as the lanes are concerned, it's all coming up right now. FlyToMoon.
Top 4 net worths. I usually don't go to net worth this early on, but top 4 net worths are all Dire heroes.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, again, it's only 3.5 minutes in. Things could change, but the status of it right now and the way that it's probably going to keep going unless something changes is all coming up FlyToMoon.
Yeah, so now Bane is headed over to the mid lane, but that means Artez is all alone in the bot lane.
Yeah.
And Clockwork does not even have to take any points in Flare. That's how confident he's been feeling. He doesn't need to farm from a distance, he just goes face first.
Yeah. They wanted to give that DD to the Viper, but does not happen. Iceberg still dominant here in this mid. 10 denies, as well as 19 last hits.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Artez can't farm. He's getting zoned out by Clockwork, and what he knows is Coddle that's somewhere, but he doesn't know where.
Yeah. And they don't even necessarily have to keep on stacking or do any type of stacking really on this jungle area, because like SF is getting enough out of his lane. Like it's extra, but if you can dominate this jug, that's even better.
Oh yeah. I think the stacks are more for Coddle himself.
Silent. He's in the area with Fervient, and Orbit has 2 points up in Scorched Earth. They're thinking about going for a fissure there. They block him off, and Silent just looks at him. Now the wraparound. Orbit might be in trouble. They're going to pull him back in. Rocket Barrage is there as well. The homing missile on top of Orbit. They're chasing. They're hitting. He is donezo. First blood drawn by Silent, and in spite of that, first blood at 5 minutes in, it's still 3,000 gold lead.
I don't really know what MEGA-LADA can do. It's very rare that you see things spiral out of control like this early on, and like a lot of people who are watching right now being like, it's only 5 minutes, how can you make claims like that? But experience is such a big factor in the early stages of the game, and right now all 5 heroes of FlyToMoon are basically free farming and free leveling right now. And all of MEGA-LADA are like cowering.
Yeah. And No Fear is about to get a second full channel off onto this. These creeps evaporate. A lot of gold for him. And this build just means he can constantly spam it out. And Artez trying to farm underneath the tower. He's going to get a lot done. But man, it is looking rather rough. They need an answer in a bad way. Maybe level 6s coming online can change stuff.
For Juggernaut?
For Jug, for like Bane eventually, Viper. This lane gets easier if you get 6, and at least Iceberg has to be threatened, but he's almost 3 levels behind. Really 2 levels behind. Like, Iceberg can't do that play if he has Viper Strike at least.
Oh, top lane, call down, telekinesis, homing missile. Donk. Poor guy. He devoured something else. Got the Ursa Furbolg or whatever. Just stuck with the Satyr. Satyr never hurts you. Satyr's been good to you. Why you gotta get rid of him? Don't do it for the gold.
Well, 23 denies now on Iceberg if you take out the cogs from earlier, and the wraparound come in as Nangrada just phase boots, got him caught, and that should be another kill. Double raise, easy one through there, and
dude, phase boots at 7 minutes is one of the best feelings as the Clockwork.
Yeah, this is nuts. They're just getting demolished.
Give me a raise. Oh.
Meanwhile, No Fear is going to be blocked off here, but
is he though?
Not fully, and he's very, very quick. So another round of Illuminate. Artez is level 6. Kato has to be a little bit careful about his positioning.
Does he though?
I mean, if he gets Omni'd, he's dead.
Yeah. He's working his way to the Zaghanim Scepter, and on a wonderful pace. I thought that it would be coming from jungle, and he's now top lane Clockwork. Phase boots Clockwork.
It was really just the telekinesis from Always Wanna Fly.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Can't even get the bounty rune.
Artez.
The old screw you nightmare.
Yeah. Well, No Fear. A real problem to deal with. Fervient is going to spot him for a second there, but they're not able to really isolate him. Meanwhile, Iceberg finds another kill onto Viper. That was just solo. There was even a hero in the lane with the Viper, and he died.
His E-raise wasn't even on cooldown when I clicked on him. Nice. Maybe...
It's 6,000 gold lead with 8 minutes into this game. Like, there are ways back into it, and this is the type of a patch where you can come back, but ugh.
Ugh.
How do they get back into this game? How do they get back into it?
Iceberg tilts.
Yeah?
That's the way you get back into it. That's the way you got back into game 2. That is the way you will get back into this game.
Radiant's bottom tower
Well,
is under
smoke up
attack.
here. They have Omni. They want to make use of it. This move has to work, and they've already used cooldown. It misses. Always want to fly. Going to get lifted. They go for the fissure, but they're not going to get into range. Always want to fly. Is he even going to die? It looks like he might as they're chasing him down. Silent, maybe he's sticking around a bit too long. Okay, they get the Omni Slash now into Silent. He's getting ran down. He is going to end up falling. A big kill for them there, and Silent definitely shouldn't have turned around, so they end up losing both.
Yeah, neither of those kills should have happened. Always Want to Fly was like, whenever they were first starting to retreat, he's like, it's okay, I'll give my life up. And then he briefly turned in as Iceberg gets a vengeance kill onto Artez.
This is the thing that's crazy.
But then,
like, look at the gold right now. You see how much gold he got? He got 368 gold for that kill in a Juggernaut because it's not based upon the team net worth anymore. So even when you're ahead, if you kill those top cores, it's still so much value.
Mm-hmm.
It still blows my mind that they can be 6,000 gold ahead, and he still gets that much gold for killing off the Jug.
Yeah, it is a bit weird to see those kinds of numbers coming out. But at the same time, Silent did go down, and he's the highest net worth hero for FlyToMoon, so one way to another is now no fear with the double damage rune.
Oh no, he's dead.
Wait, he didn't nightmare dodge it.
He
definitely looked like he
did. Second, I thought. Oh god,
was
hook shot
stunned.
for more. Great play there by Nongrata, and Earthshaker trying to run, trying to get away. They have the healing ward down. He ends up falling nonetheless. Artez goes into no man's land, and well, he is going to be able to escape. Meanwhile, the blinding light pushback means that they are not going to be able to find that Viper. Doom down onto Gyro. Maybe a chance, maybe a hope, maybe a prayer. They're running this guy down, and well, looks like they are going to send him home. Oh, Gyro! He gets away almost. What am I talking about? He's not sending him home. I'm dumb.
I was like, wait,
This is what happens when
it's
it's 9 minutes or however 9 hours, and they end up getting it nonetheless. It doesn't matter.
Where the hell did Iceberg come from?
He's always
He had,
there.
He felt like he had BOTs or something. He just emerged from the radiant half of the map. I thought he was like another radiant.
You know what it was?
Gonna kill this Gyro.
That's what that sound was. It was the callback. They were recalling in the Shadow Fiend. Sorry, folks.
Good
This
call,
is.
good call.
I'm off my mojo. Don't worry though.
1 raise, 2 raise, 3 raise.
Irving goes down.
I'll never give you the satisfaction.
Ugh. Hook shot in.
Shot, bot lane.
This is maybe a bit
Steal
too
that.
bold, but maybe not. They end up stealing Viper Strike. Now going to throw it into Artez. Always want to fly in trouble, but he might end up going down nonetheless. No, he's fine. They keep Artez alive, obviously. Nobody else in the area.
It's okay. Bottom net
Radiant's
worth
top
hero
tower
on
has
FlyToMoon. You give those up all day.
Radiant's
All
middle
right.
tower is under attack.
It's okay. Iceberg still has the potential to get tilted. He's gone for the Yule's build.
Yep.
And given his start, I don't blame him, but this is a less ideal than the previous game. He's got to deal with instant cast Blade Fury on the Juggernaut, you've got to deal with Corrosive Skin on the Viper, and you've got to deal with potential stuns coming from long range from the Shaker. So there are a lot of ways to make this Yule's build less than ideal.
Level 6 now on PSM as they are going to move through the jungle, try and find themselves the Shadow Fiend. If they can get this kill, particularly with very few people. They got Omni. There's going to be the grip. They got this. This is a huge kill for themselves. If they're able to take him down in time and the spin, it's going to follow up. The turnaround. Iceberg, he walks away. They have to get this kill. It's not going to happen, though. The recall and Iceberg gives him another raise. How you doing? See you later. That is demoralizing to the highest degree. And now Artis might end up going down. He has the hook shot. They find the Jug. One more punch and he's done. Silent
Might go down.
Always want to fly is there though. And the turn, the damage,
Well,
it's enough.
JK.
Nothing is coming their way.
Orbit wants it. He's like, God damn it, I need a kill.
He really does, but he's just going to end up losing his life as well as they are bringing in the rest of these heroes. Well, maybe not. Okay, they're not going to get there in time. But still. Oh, it would have been so much money for that jug. He ends up dying instead.
Poor guy. You gotta think that if he had one more point in crit and one less point in healing ward, maybe that extra 5% would have been enough, because he just needed one crit. All he needed was one crit.
Or
and
if
he
he
probably
spins.
should have Blade Furied.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Oh.
But he got Yules. And now Invis non grata. Bonk, bonk, bonk. He has hook shot too. If he wants to evacuate, he can.
Radiant's bottom
They're
tower
out of there.
is under attack.
Okay. Blink Dagger is done for SF, and he does have this jug in his sights.
This is difficult.
Yeah. This is the throw play. And Iceberg's
This is
not
the
going to
throw
do
play.
it. He's not going to do it.
Damn. Really? Oh. Bob Bruja.
This is not the throw play. This is the
That's the
play.
kill play.
That is,
That's the play.
that is a nice pickup there. And again, just punishing these cores. God, they are just... I have not seen a beatdown this bad in a while. 13,000 net worth lead.
Bounce back on Orbit. Orbit's like, you want to go? And he's like, wait, you're bringing in a gyrocopter.
Fermion, he walks in and echoes. He wants this kill really badly. What?
Oh, the interrupts. The interrupts. That was, wow, that's just rude.
Take that.
That's just rude.
Always want to fly, known for his extracurricular activities in pub, showing it here in the official as well.
Good stuff. Iceberg sees a juggernaut. He won't die. Like, he can go for this if he wants. I'm okay with it. But Artez TP's back.
They've
And
got the
non-grata.
Ags on Coddle. Oh, he still has a little while, but they have wards and vision all over this guy.
How is non-grata only level 9? That is surprising. He's been getting a lot of kills on this clock. Oh, he's going in.
They want
He's
this.
going in hot. Phase boots drum.
This is a lot of movement and objectives going for it. If they can't kill this clockwork right now, this game is just over pretty much. And well, the heals come in as it turns to daytime. They stole Fissure. The turnaround Silent comes in, and this is going to be a dead ass doom. They find another one. I immediately regret it. Don't give up. The heals are there. Yeah. I don't know what else they can do.
They wait for the throw. Like, FlyToMoon they have basically all the resources necessary to end this game. But if you are feeling yourself a little bit too much, oftentimes they'll be like, let's just keep farming. What if I get a tier 6 item at 30 minutes? Isn't that fun? And it is fun. It's so fun, but it also can lose you games.
So
as we now see SF in the top lane.
Yeah, okay. Do they get it this time? I think they do. Yule Scepter, run away. He goes down 700 gold. And now the Nightmare. Oh, it's
Feels
happening. The throws.
That's not happening.
Doom
Still
shows
under
up.
control.
The Fissure, the turn. They're going to pull Silent in. They doom him up, though. And now the chase. They want this guy bad. There's going to be the Infernal Blade. This is a ton of damage. They take down the healing ward as well. Now he doesn't have that extra bit of healing. They're still chasing. He's going to give up on the gyro, though? Okay.
Yeah, he's too fast.
Silent comes
And
out of this
daytime.
now, and he's going to heal back up again. They take down one. There's another Nightmare. The run, the chase. Non-Grata finds him. And the hook shot for more. They've now got also Artez, and he does have
He's got
Blade Fury
wand.
back up. Needs to
Wand.
get out of there. He is going to be able to
He's
escape.
good.
Big turn, though. I don't
Big
think it's
turn.
enough. Yeah, look at it. It's
Not
not
yet.
nearly.
Not quite.
I mean, look at the net worth. It's still
Radiant's top
like
tower is under
16,000.
attack.
That's just... It's a cash pinata ready to be whacked open the way I see it. If Iceberg bought back, I wouldn't have been surprised if his finger was hovering over that buyback button.
Yeah.
Because 7.11 buybacks, you get a core kill. Let's do it. But instead, they're going to kill this game.
Orbit, raise, and dead. He did the math, and Iceberg just going to continue his reign of terror here. They fully encapsulate them in wards. They got one there. They've had this one for a little while. Like, they know what's coming.
Radiant's middle
yes.
tower is under attack.
And you will continue to see what's coming for another
All right,
minute and 20
Blink
seconds.
Dagger. It's online for the Earthshaker. Their time
But
to
what does that
shine.
mean?
They got an Echo.
Nah.
They're gonna go for the gyrocopter kill. They echo him, they fissure him, they start to take him down. The hook shot though, the turn, it doesn't happen in time. They do lose the clockwork, but they're gonna lose a hell of a lot more on the Radiant team. Fervian goes down. ESM's gonna go down. Now the rest of the Radiant just gonna have to turn tail and hide, as always wanna fly, maybe?
A little late to the party.
Okay.
Oh.
Break, damage,
Oh,
Omni
the
slash
Omni
out.
Slash.
It's doing some damage. Iceberg needs to be a little bit careful as well. Have they gone too far? The turnaround, it's happening. Orbit is gonna die. They get the heals in though. And there's the Requiem on a Bruja. He is dead as well. 4 gone. And FTM.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Looking to see a couple different letters. GG coming out from MEGA-LADA in a few minutes here if nothing changes.
Still got high ground. Not necessarily, in fact, this is a pretty trash can high ground defense, to be fair. Especially against a Keeper of the Light. And poor Viper. I remember at one point I was theory crafting a pipe. Dude barely has an Aquila.
Yeah. It
It's gonna be a blade mail, actually.
Okay.
I guess his idea is, look, if SF ults me, then I will use his own power against him.
Yeah. That's probably the best thing he could do. I think Doom is dead. Oh, wait a minute, though.
they got
Wait a minute.
Lincolns.
He's down, he's dead. They take down Iceberg. I mean, they
Here I
did.
was thinking Doom for the Lincolns was foolish, but let that Fiend's Goop go through, so it's all good in the hood, as now No Fear.
He is crazy. And they pull a gyrocopter. What have you done? This gyro gonna die as well now. The hook shot to try and interrupt it. It's not gonna happen. Orbit ends up finding that kill. A lot of gold going back the way of the Radiant team. But it might not
the
be
flare.
enough.
Nice.
Ultra kill for non-Karada. Alright, go do the taunt again. Come on, man. Clockwork has had a hell of a game. 16, 2, and 9 at 21 minutes in.
Good stuff.
Wow. Well, I mean, again, as much as I want to say it's over, like, you've still got Jug Battle Fury. You've still got the Earthshaker Blink. They're not pushing high ground.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it feels like they're giving Radiant an avenue back into this game, and
I told you.
I don't know. It's...
I told you. With all the resources necessary. All they gotta do, they had plenty of daytime. They had plenty of daytime. All you gotta do is group up as 5, sit behind No Fear, but it's a lot easier said than done.
And the lead is still being created in a brighter and greater magnitudes, like 19,000 now. But like if SF dies a few more times, spooky. Because Juggernaut does have a really good answer to SF late game. Like, you just Omni Slash him, and no matter what, that's going to be a problem. Although he does have Lincolns. All right.
Well, I mean,
Bruja.
the Omni Slash will still go through. Just the first hit.
Oh, right, of course.
They don't have sentries.
Bruja.
Oh, they do now, and Non-Grata is just barely out of range, and he gets recalled back.
You're going to hook shot right as he
Oh,
leaves.
come on. No, don't Roche. Okay, good. I was about to be like, Jesus, it's another classic CIS Roche.
They're thinking about it.
Don't think about it.
They're thinking about it.
Please no. Please no.
All right, time to run.
Thank you. Thank you.
Quick plays, like, all right, fuck it.
Non-Grata being like, you stop that, alright? We're giving you a chance in this game, and I don't want you to throw it away. Honestly, I think it would have been better off if he didn't flare.
Probably. Probably. Call down. Juggernaut, or rather, Gyrocopter still farming. Hook shots in here into everybody. Bold move. Will it pay off? They doom the Clockwork, starting to take him down. Nowhere left to go. Silent moving in as well. They do end up finding that Omni. Slash swallowed it too. The Echo, they're finding it! Oh god, Silent needs to run away, but it's not gonna happen. They get the kill. Look at the gold! Look at the gold!
I'm looking at the gold.
Oh.
It's just 2k net worth. 2.5k net worth shift.
But it's also like 900 of that onto the Jug. He's getting fat.
Listen, man, you're not wrong. I'm 100% with you all the way. All you gotta do is group up as 5. That's really all you gotta do. You just gotta get cozy. Keeper of the light, he's got a good old staff. It's daytime.
I know.
It's daytime.
Any bit of time that you can
take
delay
Roche. This. Yes, he's got a gem. No Fear's got the right idea.
They got the blade mail on Bob Ruha also.
Go counterward all this. Go make sure that everything's safe. Be careful, because you're just a coddle. Oh, he's recalling someone.
They're gonna try and go for this kill now. They know that these ultis
Yes,
and everything are all on
call.
cooldown. And they will be able to kill off Mr. Orbit. And that's the thing. When the ultimates are off cooldown, like, you can't do anything as Radiant, really. So they've still got another 50 seconds that they need to outlast this. Whatever it is that comes out here.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Doesn't finish off the entire dewarding procedure, but I mean, he can see the sentry ward. I don't know why he's not getting it, but it's all good.
get it eventually. Grata again gonna push down bottom. He's going for an Aghanims. He sees the target. He's gonna try and go for that target. Hook shot. Oop, blink away. And now the turn. Now the problem.
We can't kill him.
Well, there's Chantoni coming down. Did you just seal
why
your
would
own
he
death
fog?
warrant? All right, Artez moving in. They want to take him down. And with the iceberg moving in, there's the Yule Scepter. The turn he'd already spin. Artez falls. Oh no, and now Orbit trying to run away as well. He gets over to the shrine, but they have lost far too many now. 3 dead and high ground soon to come. Viper trying to get home, but he's not going to get home. He does have Blade Mail. It's doing a lot, but I don't think it's going to be doing enough. The heal coming in from No Fear, and now, finally, the push. FTM looking to finish. Oh, and this heal. It's pretty good.
It's all that needed to happen. It's all you needed to do. In fact, non-Grata almost was a little bit too much ahead of the plan, but FlyToMoon had nothing better to do. You know, they took Roche, every single outer tower is taken. You might as well go to your clockwork. I mean, you might as well.
Yeah.
And then in the process, you end up grouping as 5, and it's a beautiful thing when 5 heroes in Dota 2 group up.
Yeah.
You would be amazed at the things that you can accomplish.
Well, Earthshaker, Blink Echo available. The rest of these heroes are getting up as well. It looks like they didn't want to defend the second lane of barracks. Gotta watch for that initiation. They can come in as well afterwards with an Omni Slash, breaking the Lincolns already at the start. They're gonna be able to find this Doom. Fissure waiting, looking for that opening. Jump away, the push away, the Fissure's out. They're gonna pop the Requiem of Souls. No, they don't even need it for Iceberg. Now they've caught the Earthshaker as well. It's all come to a head as they are going to lose more and more and more. Artez, the last one left alive. Omni Slashes to no avail. That is GG called, 32,000 net worth lead. And the game is done. With that, MEGA-LADA is going to be knocked out. Rough stuff.
I believe you said it in the previous game. Na'Vi lost to that.
Yeah. It
But
happens.
it's okay. FlyToMoon in that game, despite making some slightly lazy decision-making, they still got themselves to an amazing start. And that's nothing I can take away from them. Like, being able to get a 6k net worth advantage at like the first 5 minutes of the game, being able to solidly convert that into items for all of your cores. Yes, there was some what I would consider to be misplays, mainly due to the fact that they weren't grouping up. Still doesn't matter. They got to that point very confidently, and both of their victories were very solidly in their favor.
All right, well, that's going to do it. MEGA-LADA are eliminated. FlyToMoon going to be moving on to the next round, which means that we have a collection of different people that we're going to be seeing. SM versus Gambit is going to take place tomorrow. I believe that's the first game, followed by FlyToMoon versus Vega, and then finishing off with Team Spirit versus the winner of the first series, SM versus Gambit. So I am excited. I think still Vega is looking to me like the best team out of this qualifier so far. They've really gotten their stuff together over the last little bit. Any final words that you want to throw out there, Mr. Tsunami?
Vega Squadron has a lot of data to work with. I don't think that FlyToMoon did anything particularly unpredictable. I think what they did was fairly easy to read, but knowing how to react to that is the real challenge, and we will see what they will be able to whip out. But based off of Vega's performances and based off of these performances from FlyToMoon, I'm leaning towards Vega, but this kind of play style from FlyToMoon can definitely tilt a team, and we'll see how emotional Vega get, because if you start getting run down and you're like, Iceberg's out of control, man, and you don't take advantage of these kinds of momentum-based snowball players, then you will fall to them.
All right, I'm with you. Well, all told, Iceberg looked like a very solid player. I think he was the MVP game number 1. Game number 3 certainly goes to Nangrata. Fervian probably for game number 2 with his Bounty Hunter performance. And for an open qualifier team, you know, this looks really good. Very, very impressed. All right, so that's going to do it, everybody. Again, you can give us a follow if you feel so inclined at Lyrical Dota, at Tsunami643 on Twitter. I'll post it into chat as well for the lovely self-promotion. But I think that I am going to go do something else, because I have been casting for 10.5 hours now, and I am done.
Ooh,
it's
that's
a good
overtime.
It's great.
It's great.
I already asked you for any final words, right?
You did.
Okay. Well, we're not going to ask for any more of those. We'll see you guys tomorrow for more great CIS Dota 2. Go check out the other ones. SA is going on. I think NA might be happening as well. Have a good one, everybody, and we'll see you next time.